and relief are magnets, poles on the same magnet. You can't have one without the other. I can give you this magnet and say, give me only the positive pole back. Is that possible? No. You'll break it, it'll become two magnets, and each one will have two poles. So you can live intrinsically driven from within and you'll create an inspired life, or you can live misguided from the outside and you will create a life of victimization. You'll turn into a follower instead of a leader. That's the choice that we have to make. The only question you're allowed to ask is, do I fill my day with my highest priority actions or not? What I did today, did it take me closer to the life that I want to build and live? Because you can fill your day with challenges that inspire you, or you will do meaningless work because challenges are going to come anyway. One creates positive stress. The other creates negative stress. Negative stress will cause aging. It will lower your immunity. It will cook your body. Leads to disease. Positive stress causes wellness. It can make you understand that you are an extraordinary, capable human being that has a tremendous amount of resilience. So we are here to compare our daily actions with our highest priority. So if a tiger comes into the room, you know what will happen? This is also governing your health. Tiger comes into the room, a very different set of hormones will fire. You will have histamine, and you will have cortisol, and you will have adrenaline, and all of these hormones will awaken your fight or flight response. You will run to the door. Should I run from here or should I fight the tiger? We'll go to the edges of the room. But instead, if we realize that that tiger is not really a tiger, it is Tony the tiger from the Kellogg cereal box, and I wanted to meet Tony the tiger and I wanted to hug him, then you will come to realize that a very different set of hormones will fire. You will get oxytocin because you want to trust it, you want to bond with it. You will get vasopressin. You will get serotonin. You're building a fantasy around it. You will get dopamine because it's pleasureful. And this controls your hormones, and what is released is based on your perceptions, which then controls your microbiome. Microbiome is not just in the gut. It's the bacteria that live around every organ. The ratios will change based on the ratios of these hormones. The primary neurotransmitter goes to the cell wall and it tells the cell wall, the secondary messenger goes into the cell, and based on your perceptions, the cell opens up to protein creation or it shuts down. So your neurochemistry is governing your biochemistry. Your thoughts govern cellular function. That's why don't talk negatively to yourself. So all of these diseases, diabetes, rosacea, autoimmune disorders, these are all personalities. And if you don't cover your psychology, you will keep looking for drugs from the outside to solve it. Husband and wife are sitting on a Sunday and they get into a little bit of a quarrel. And that escalates into a fight. But then you remember you have guests coming over and the doorbell rings and you go and open the door and you say, hi, well, come on in. But you've still got this unfinished conversation in the other room. And your neurochemistry and all is going on. You're still running and secreting those chemicals. That is why authenticity is important. Because we bow down to individual authority and collective authority. So who represents individual authority? Mother, father, preacher, teacher. And collective authority, it's usually some kind of political or religious background. Now, how do you determine your priorities? There is a process, and I won't have time to cover it here today, but your priorities are not about what it should be, ought to be, or supposed to be. Your life has to demonstrate it. You say family is your highest priority, but you cannot sit with your family 5 minutes without fighting and quarreling with them and shouting at them. You say wealth building is your highest priority, but you're having difficulty, you're living hand to mouth. I get a lot of idealistic answers when I ask this question. Your life has to offer proof for it. So if you don't follow the laws, the physical and the psychological laws of the universe, you will fall prey to to religion and politics. How many of you are having a light bulb moment right now? Give me an eye. See, the fear of obtaining the unobtainable and the desire to avoid the unavoidable is the source of all human suffering, as said by the Buddha. An evolved mind can hold paradox. It can see both sides at the same time. I know my subject matter is a little heavy, but I see all of you up with your phones and I know you're going to look at it again. Because all of these decisions come from your amygdala. that is incomplete information. That is the Maya. This is your brain playing tricks on you. Because when you live in a state of grace and you tap into your soul and that authenticity, you don't make decisions, you live spontaneously.